I'm back, guys. Yeah, y'all probably all thought I was gonna be gone for like another month or some shit. Nah, I'm back. It's only been like about a week. I'm back with another banger. And today we got the final part of this fanfic review series where I review High School DxD Betrayal of Issei, I believe if I remember correctly, I believe that's what it's called. By the authors on the screen, because I'm probably showing a screenshot right now. Like I've said in my previous videos, please don't go harass anybody, any of the two authors, because I just don't need any of that happening. Yes, some of the shit that happens in the story is pretty disturbing and pretty weird, but I'm pretty sure that these authors were probably based off the grammar and just how edgy it is. I think they were just edgy teenagers who were just writing edgy shit to write edgy shit, and also just trying to express their hatred for certain things and shit like that. The way they knew how to. I don't know. I think they were just edgy teenagers who wrote edgy shit. So I'm not gonna go out and call these people weirdos, and I don't condone anyone harassing people and harassing these authors. Please do not do that. But I will say thank you all for the crazy support on these videos recently, especially the second fanfic video I did. It got over 1,000 views. That's, man, clap that up, man. We've been cooking recently. After that Makima video, I made it 2 months ago, I was like, oh, this shit ain't looking good for my channel. But ever since that first fanfic video, oh, we've been cooking. We've been cooking, bro. Every video since then has been a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10 on YouTube Studio, which is really good. So thank you guys. Let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think it's possible if we keep going at this rate. And if anyone's wondering why I sound nasally or weird, I'm a bit sick. I'm not deathly ill, but I do have I do have a little bit of a nasal congestion, I believe that's what it's called. But with all that being said, let's just get on with this video, because I don't want to waste y'all's time. I want to get straight into this. I know I said that we get straight into this, but actually before we get into the actual story, I do want to warn y'all, there are some very mature subject matters in here, some very dark subject matters in here, some very just some very graphic shit in here of abuse, sexual crimes, things like that. So I will say that, so if you feel uncomfortable with that kind of stuff, click off the video. And now with the sexual crimes specifically, they aren't actually shown, they're just mentioned, and it's a part of some characters' backstories, but like I said, they are still mentioned, and I know that's disturbing for some people. So if that's something that you don't want to see, or if that's something you don't want to hear about, then click off this video. But I will say, don't go cancel the authors, like I said earlier, because even though there's a picture of these things, the characters that you did those kind of things are still painted as the bad guys. So painted as the villains. So in the wrong as villains. So I don't think the authors were actually the authors weren't defending it, and I don't think that they were the type of people that were into that weird shit. I think that they were just, like I said, edgy teenagers who were trying to express their hatred for predators and stuff like that. So I just want to say that I think that's most likely where their head was. So I don't think so. Like I said, I just wanted to say that part. But before any more yapping, let's get into this video. So this chapter starts off from where the last chapter left off, where they don't really explain too much, but they explain after Saji died, no one really cared, because if y'all saw the last video, you know what Saji did. Yeah. So yeah, nobody mourned him at all. So everyone just kind of chilling right now, and they're pretty glad that Saji's dead because of what he did in the last chapter. But anyways, Sir Zex comes to Kuroka and Koneko basically saying, hey, there's a new Nekomata. I don't know where we found her from, but hey, she's here. So if you want to, like, y'all can train her or something. And they're like, okay, bet. And then, you know, so Kuroka and Koneko train this new Neko, and we don't know much about the Neko besides she has blue hair and a blue tail, and I guess blue cat ears, and like, it's like we don't really know the age or like the main, like the most of the appearance besides some basic details. Like, we don't really get a very good description of what she looks like, so I guess, like, but so yeah, I don't know. So yeah, like I said, really don't know. But anyways, you know, they're all sparring, and then they all realize that this Neko girl's weak. And so Kuroka starts beating the shit out of this poor Neko, and Koneko is like just in the background being like, yeah, that's right, that's what you deserve, you pathetic weakling. And then Sir Zex comes in and just beats the motherfucker to death. And then and then we see that Sir Zex is actually a psycho and a very bad person. I mean, we already kind of knew that from the first chapter, but here we just see that Sir Zex is a psychopath and just a really horrible guy. And yeah, he just beats the shit out of the poor Neko lady, and he literally rips her stomach open. I'm being serious. She rips her stomach open. Yeah, so that's just something that happened. Like, there was no reason for all of that. Like, no reason. Like, I mean, then again, the story is just graphic in general and very mature and graphic in general for no reason. So it's kind of to be expected that something like this would happen. But you know, then Neko dies, which I will say before I get into the next events in this chapter. It just seems kind of pointless. This part just seems kind of pointless because, like, you literally just introduced this new character who you didn't even really put in the effort to, like, really describe too much. You kind of just half-assed her introduction, and then she just dies like a couple paragraphs later. Like, what was the point in introducing this character? Like, that's just what I think, but like, it just seems pointless. Like, the only thing it really showed was how much of a dick Kuroka, Koneko, and Sir Zex were, so I guess that might have been the purpose, but I just felt like it was a waste of making a new character just for them to die like that. Then the story finds itself at the Hyoto residence where we see Issei's mom cooking for everybody in Rias's peerage, and you know, this is after Issei's parents disowned him for losing his sacred gear, you know. Yeah, that happened. And yeah, they already completely forgot about Issei, I bet. And you're just, your niece's mom's cooking and shit like that, right? Then all of a sudden, people knock at the door, and it's these two people, humans, and they have swords. And it turns out to be Issei's uncle and Issei's grandma, and basically they're super pissed at Issei's mom and dad because they literally betrayed Issei and disowned him because he didn't have the sacred gear anymore, which was really weird because, like I said earlier, like this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would your own parents disown you because of sacred, like, I don't know, like in this show, like, Issei's parents sometimes do seem kind of like jackasses because sometimes it seems like they like Asya more than their biological son, but I'm pretty sure they still love him as their son. Like, they're not just some jackasses that hate him. Like, that's their son. They love him. Like, yeah, in some gags they'll be like, oh, like they'll like Asya will seem like the favorite, but like later on, from some stuff I've seen of the light novel, even though I haven't read the light novel, I've seen some stuff, like, there's a lot of backstory, and like, it's clear Issei's parents love him, so it's just, it's just such a weird thing. But like Issei's grandma like slaps the shit out of Issei's mother, and like it's just a whole like thing, and they start going off on the parents, and it's like, hey, oh no, Issei's uncle goes off on everybody there. He calls Akino and Kiba like some drug addicts, which was looking kind of funny. It's just so random too, but like it actually was funny. And they start roasting everybody. Konako got it really bad. Konako got the most heat out of everybody, which was just, I don't know. I feel like the author doesn't like Konako at all. But yeah, they start going off on everybody, and basically, and like they're about to like, and Rias is about to attack them, or Rias is about to tell her peers to attack the parents, not the parents, the uncle and the grandma. But then Azazel's like, no, they're really powerful, and they'll kill you if you try to do that. Like, I swear, it's always Azazel that, like, knows some shit that you don't. And it's, like, always dropping some random fucking lore. And it's like, I haven't seen this in 100. Like, come on, man. Like you know how, like, Sukuna will be, like, haven't seen this technique since the Heian era or something like that. Like, that's low-key what Azazel will be doing, which, man, I hate how this fanfic really made Azazel unlikable. Because I didn't think that was even possible, because Azazel's literally, like, the most likable character in High School DxD, and Nick just made him a jackass. But yeah, basically they'll start going off on him, and then Issei's grandma is like, yeah, like to Issei's mom, she's like, yeah, you can't even come to my funeral, like so like that. I don't want you at my funeral. And then she even says that she'll torture Issei's mom. Or actually, no, she said that the uncle would torture his mom if she did that, that part was crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, like, what? Like, we just went so like, okay, damn, like, this story has some weird shit about torture, like, I think someone's gotten tortured every chapter besides the first one. Yeah, you know, it's just kind of weird, but, anyways, yeah, they say that, and then, they leave, and so then that's kind of it for that, and then later on, after that, Issei's dad gets kidnapped, and you know, who could it be? Issei? Huh? So yeah, so Issei kidnaps his dad and starts torturing him, and you know, we hear Issei talking, and you know, talking about why he's doing this, and you know, part of it is that his dad was, you know, his parents disowned him, and then it was also that not only did Issei's dad abuse him in this story, it just didn't happen in canon. This is just for the sakes of this story. Like, that's never happened in canon at all. But it's revealed that in this story, Issei's father did things to him as a child. I'm not gonna go further into describing that. I'm like, y'all could probably guess where I'm going with this. Yeah, Issei's father was a predator towards his own son. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, now, like, granted, Saji did similar things in the last chapter of this story, so, you know, it's not a foreign concept to the story that stuff like this happens, but it's just, what the fuck? And then, like, yeah, like, Issei's father, just like Saji, are like, they're both painted as the villains, which they definitely are in this scenario. And like I said, I don't think so. Like I said, from what it seems like, the author is clearly not condoning this stuff. So like I said, I don't think the author's like sick and twisted. I think he was, like I said, just an edgy teenager who wanted to express their hatred for these types of people. But yeah, very fucking wild. Luckily, we don't get like we don't actually see it happen, just mentioned. We do see a flashback of Issei getting like physically abused or like hit, which is still kind of crazy. But luckily we don't see a flashback of the other shit happening, because that would have been wild. Because that's not something like you don't need to show that. That's just weird. And in general, I don't think this needed to be here anyways, but like as a plot point in general, but it happened. And so, yeah, and then Issei kind of just leaves him there for a bit and is like, oh, I'll come back. Oh, yeah, you ain't dying. Yeah, I'll come back for you. And then we see Issei go up to Great Red and Opus, who he's partnered with. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get revenge on everyone. And the chapter ends, and that's kind of where the story ends. So, now that the story's finished, like, I kind of just want to talk about it for a little bit. So, some of y'all may be like, that's where it ends. The story was discontinued after this chapter, basically. I mean, that's just how it was. So obviously, this is obviously just they just didn't finish it. So, well, you know, maybe the original version by, I think his name was like I don't remember the author's name looking as of right now, but like looking back, like the original author, the original version probably may have finished the story, and maybe just the adaptation of it didn't finish. So maybe some of y'all might be like, oh, why don't you just go and, you know, read the original that might have the complete story? But I don't think I'll do that, because honestly, I don't. This was not really something I liked reading at all. It was kind of traumatizing almost and disturbing. So I won't be reading the original version, which may or may not have. I don't know if it actually has a complete story. That version could very well also just be an unfinished story. But yeah. So overall, not a good read at all. It's like it was just so unnecessarily violent, gory, disturbing, and just like for no reason. Like it didn't really, like, it wasn't handled well. None of the characters were accurate to their original versions. Like, they all feel like fucked up parodies of themselves. And, like, in my opinion, I think that's the best way to describe it. Like, literally none of the characters are accurate. Like, yeah, like all the characters are all the characters are mostly dickheads. And then Issei is just like very, like, Issei just really vengeful, I guess. And then but Issei's the only character that I can kind of understand why he's the way he is now, because he got betrayed by everyone and killed by the people he thought were his friends. So I can kind of understand why Issei's character is the way he is in the story, because of the betrayal that happened. So Issei, that's understandable, but just the way that we even get to that point, and like just with how all the other characters are, it just doesn't make sense with their character. Like, none of these characters would ever say the shit they said in the story. Reese would never betray Issei like this. Akano would never do that. None of these characters would ever do what they did in the story. This is just a complete character assassination of every high school DxD character. We don't ever see what Ross, Weiss, and Gasper are doing, which, you know, from what it seems like, Ross, Weiss, and Gasper, like, might have been like the two characters that actually did end up being decent in the story, since there were only two that weren't that didn't show up. But just like I said, I think the main problem with the story is it's just so vulgar for no reason, and none of the characters are accurate, and it's just not a very well written story. And there were also a lot of grammar mistakes, which leads me to, well, like I said, there's, you know, either, I mean, I don't know. I think they were probably edgy teenagers writing this, and they could have also been non-English speakers. So it could have been both, but I think they were probably teenagers when they made this, and were probably just because of how edgy it was. I think they were probably teenagers when they made this. But yeah, like I said, I think this is a problem with a lot of DxD fanfics in general. A lot of the times they write the characters to be very inaccurate to their canon counterparts, and they're just vulgar for no reason, and they're just not very well written, because a lot of people don't really know how to write. And yeah, that's really just what it is. Like, a lot of people that write these fanfics don't know how to actually write, because a lot of the times it's just, they're like, a lot of the times, especially with self-insert ones, just you inserting yourself in the DxD world so you can have your whole, like, power fantasy. Now that's not what this story is. This isn't a self-insert power fantasy. It's about Issei. So if they were trying to tell, like, I guess, like an actual story that wasn't a self-insert, but it just still wasn't written well, and this just seemed like a story that almost, like, kind of this from what I think, this story almost seems like it's a story that doesn't like. It almost seemed like the author didn't like High School DxD at all, and this is just a parody of DxD that's completely bashing it. And that's just what it seems like it is, because, like, I've seen actually quite a bit of DxD fanfics that just seem to have a disrespect for the series as a whole, and I think that could also be what's going on here. The authors of the story I feel like, may not actually like DxD, and they might have made this fanfic in spite of it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are fans of the series, and they just chose to still, and they just chose to make this fanfic, even though they're fan of the series. I don't know though. But yeah, I think that's my main final thoughts on it. But yeah, overall, I wouldn't read the story if I were you. But yeah, that's the end of this series. Like I said earlier, thank you all for the support on the last couple of videos, especially the fanfic ones, but just the last couple of videos in general. Like I said, all of my last 4 videos have gotten a 1 or 2 out of 10 on the studio, which has been amazing. Hopefully, this video continues the trend, which I think the fanfic videos have generally done good. So, you know, I hope that this continues that trend. And yeah, I mean, I just can't wait to see just can't wait to see how much more this channel grows. Yeah, I don't have really too much else to say besides that. I guess I'll plug my shit. You can follow my Patreon if you want. If you don't have the financial means to, please don't join the Patreon. I'm not going to like it's not that worth it. Like basically the Patreon, you can see like my videos a bit earlier, and every once in a while I'll do like a Patreon exclusive video, but like not like a lot of the time. Like you'll see a Patreon exclusive like I said, like once in a blue moon. Like it's not something I do frequently. So yeah, just you know that. So and it's only like $1 a month. But if you don't have the financial means, and like just you don't have to join, you're not missing out on that much. There's not really that much I'm offering with the Patreon. It's just there if you want to join it, and if you just feel like supporting the channel. But it doesn't offer that much to where, like, it doesn't offer a whole lot, and you don't need to subscribe to, like, you'll still get like you'll still get pretty much everything by just watching this channel for free. And if you just feel like doing that instead of joining the Patreon, then by all means feel free to do that. Like, literally, the only things really good with the Patreon is your name at the end of the video, early access, and like I said, a Patreon exclusive video once in a blue moon. But yeah, so that's basically just the gist of it. But yeah, like I said, so you don't have to join it. It's just if you really feel like supporting the channel. But I'm not in like serious need for, like, I still live with my parents. I'm not like about to be evicted from my apartment or anything. I still live with my parents. I'm not like in desperate need of money right now. So, like I said, don't feel pressured to follow the Patreon. So yeah, just want to get that out of the way. But also, you know, if you want to, you can also follow my Twitch, my Twitter, and my Instagram, and all of those are free. So, you know, feel free to do that. And also, before I forget, how about you subscribe to the channel itself? You know, if you've gotten this far into the video and you haven't subscribed, I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like if you're willing to watch 24 minutes of someone talking, I feel like if you've gotten this far into the video, you've probably already subscribed, because, you know, usually people that don't subscribe usually click off in the first minute. So, but yeah, so yeah, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe share with a friend. And I don't have anything else to say. I'm not gonna waste any more of y'all's time because we're already almost at 25 minutes. So yeah, this video is turned out to be a long one, because I think I just yapped a lot. But yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. So yeah, see you later. Peace. Should I keep saying peace or should I have like a new like outro? Okay, never mind. Bye y'all.